Quick review of SmackDown 927. Let's go. SmackDown starts off with Randy Orton coming out asking for Cody Rhodes to explain his reasons for teaming up with Roman Reigns to go against the Bloodline at Bad Blood. As Cody does come out and explains that he doesn't want to be seen as a coward, which I kind of could understand, as they've been going after the Bloodline since for the last few months, even since, honestly, Cody's been going against the Bloodlines for the last 2 years. And I guess he felt like he needed to finish the Bloodline and finish that story. Kevin Owens comes out. As we seen last week, he was not really too happy with the idea of Cody Rhodes even teaming up with Roman Reigns. As soon as he's getting ready to speak of something on the mic, Solo Sikoa comes out and it gets interrupted with the Bloodline. We get tonight's main event with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens teaming up to go against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. So the next segment was, you see Nia Jax completely pissed off of the results of what happened last week. As last week, Nia Jax got pinned both by Bayley and Naomi, which if she could have won that match, or Tiffany could have won that match in that tag team match, they could have taken out one of Naomi and Bayley out of SmackDown, but they managed to fail to do so. And during the end of the segment, we see hints of the breakup between Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton as she proceeds to grab her face, threatening her, warning her that if anything goes wrong, bad things will happen to her. And we all know that Tiffany Stratton does have the Money in the Bank contract and has teased onto using that contract on Nia Jax before. So I wonder where this is going down, and I think honestly this will be a great story later in the future, as we probably see a babyface Tiffany Stratton in near future. So Bayley and Naomi match was next. It was a great match overall. It was a close match. As the match ends with Bayley at elbow drop, which I don't think I normally see her win matches with an elbow drop. I could be wrong. It could have been one of her previous finishers from her NXT days or earlier into WWE career. But she normally did switch to that Rose plant. But I was kind of surprised when she won there. It was a good match. You know, unfortunately, Naomi had to lose. I hope things change for Naomi in the future, because she's honestly, especially her time after leaving WWE, becoming Tiffany Star, she was amazing. And seeing her kind of lose all these matches is kind of unfortunate. There is rumor that WWE is going to bring a mid-card title for the women's division, and I honestly hope Naomi is one of at least the first few women to get their hands on that title, if that is true. After, we had LA Knight and Andrade confronting each other about the incident that happens last week. Andrade explains to LA that he was very upset that he did not want to shake his hand and instead offered a fist bump to Andrade. That's something but disrespect from where he's from. And he wanted to shake LA Knight's hand, not fist bump. While they were talking about it, Carmelo Hayes attacks LA Knight, sending him over the barrier. As he sends him over, Carmelo Hayes tells Andrade to meet him in the ring. It was Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. And honestly, this was the best match of the night. And I know should be surprised. This is their 6th match against each other. And honestly, there were so many amazing spots, I honestly can't even name one. As the match goes on, LA Knight comes out to confront Carmelo Hayes of attacking him backstage. LA starts climbing inside the rings, which starts distracting the ref. As LA tries to get in, Andrade stops LA, telling him to get out. What are you doing? Well, during that distraction, Carmelo Hayes took advantage, pushing Andrade onto LA, knocking LA out onto the ground, which now caused Carmelo Hayes to go for a roll-up pin, pulling up the victory, making the series between Andrade and Hayes 3-3. As I know for sure there's going to be a part 7 in the future. But man, as things are going now, I'm guessing we're going to have LA Knight versus Hayes for the United States Championship soon, because obviously LA was not happy about how things end. But after the match, we all know Andrade was not going to take that loss lightly. So he confronts LA in the middle of the ring, wondering why he came out, which, is kind of stupid. LA tries to now offer his hand to shake Andrade's hand, but Andrade was not too happy. He leaves the ring. Next, we got a locker room segment between Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. As Cody enters the locker room, KO warns Cody that they do not need his help and he should not come out for the main event that they're having against the tag team match against the Bloodline. Honestly, all I can say is that we're definitely going to probably get a rematch with Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes. And I think this time we're going to get heel Kevin Owens, because honestly, he's not looking too happy, especially with the idea of Cody Rhodes wanting to team. Roman has really pissed off KO. As KO leaves the locker room, Randy Orton does tell Cody that, look, KO's just upset. We might need your help if the rest of the Bloodline comes out, which was probably the smartest thing Randy has ever done, because let's be real, we all know the Bloodline's going to come and interfere that main event. And he just tells Cody, if something happens, just come out there. We get a small teaser of AJ Styles making his return. I'm happy to see AJ. He's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, so it's great to see him back. Then the next match after, we have Michin versus Piper Niven. As Piper Niven is here, clearly there to get revenge for Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green does come out with a garbage can. The trash can gets placed near the barrier. As Michin is distracting by Chelsea Green, Piper Niven comes in, tries to use a cannonball onto Michin, but ends up missing, hitting the trash can, which allows Michin to get in the ring. As Michin gets in the ring, Piper Niven eventually recovers, tries to get in the ring, gets hit with Michin's finisher, and it's over. Michin wins 1-2-3 match. It was a good, fun match. Happy how they're slowly building Michin, especially like I said earlier with them introducing the mid-card title. I think it would be amazing for Michin to take advantage of that. Another big teaser for next week, as we're going to get a ladder match, a tag team ladder match with DIY, Street Profit, and the Bloodline. And I cannot honestly wait for that. I hope Street Profits wins, but I do deep down believe Bloodline's going to retain the belts. Small segment between Naomi and Bayley after their match, as Naomi seemed like she might have been a little upset after losing. I honestly thought we were about to see a heel Naomi, but he ends up hugging out and, jokes around saying that she wins the belt against Nia Jax at Bad Blood. She better get her chance at the belt. But as Bayley walks away, we see Tiffany Stratton pulls up, and Tiffany loves to talk her shit. As this leads to Naomi telling her, well, we will have a match next week, which I think is already confirmed now that we are going to get Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton next week, which you already know is going to be a banger. It might lead to Naomi losing, which I really don't like that, but Tiffany Stratton also can't afford a loss, so I don't know. I wonder how that match is going to end next week. Now it's time for the main event. We got KO and Randy versus the Bloodline with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. It starts off with your traditional tag team moves where you beat up the baby face and all of that regular stuff. We do get some fun moments where Randy does pick up Jacob Fatu and starts slamming on the table repeatedly with the backdrop, like 5, I don't even know how many times he did, 3 to 5 times. It was just funny. Solo ended up getting one too. Towards the end of the match, obviously, you know what happened. The other two members of the Bloodline comes in to interrupt the match, tries to distract Randy. As that happens, Cody comes in, makes the saves, as Randy told Cody to do. The Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, comes in, takes out Cody, takes out everyone else, dives out to Cody outside the ring. Owens and Solo Sikoa, Kevin Owens lands a stunner. KO goes for the pin. Then Jacob Fatu throws Cody onto the ref's ankle, taking the ref out. KO notices, he's obviously upset and realizing Cody's there. And that leads from Jacob Fatu to sneak in, land his super kicks. Obviously, Solo Sikoa took advantage of the opportunity, takes the pin, and Bloodline wins, which I honestly think was a great choice here because I did not think Bloodline could afford a loss to KO and Randy, especially if they're about to have supposedly a main event blood against Cody Rhodes and Roman. As that happens, we start getting more teasers of KO being upset at Cody Rhodes for being there like he told him not to be. He pushes him, but after a while, Randy makes him talk it out, and they do hug. And I do deeply think after Bad Blood, or maybe during Bad Blood, we might get a KO stunner onto Cody Rhodes, and we're going to get the heel Kevin Owens that we all, as everyone's been waiting for. See, I give SmackDown today a 7 out of 10. It was a good SmackDown, but I do think it was very predictable. Every match went the way I thought it would be. The right people won, and there was no big surprises, and it was just a good overall SmackDown.